Hey guys, this is going to be a live recorded game. We're at the start of the new season, and the game got updated. Oh, I'll just stop this real quick and we just show the map pool. Motorway, Cliffside, Craters, Dry Rabbit, Flankwoods, Golden Heights Gorge, Ocean Gateway, Relic Ruin, Sunken Lands. Excuse me. We don't have the DLC yet. There isn't access yet, so we can't play Craters. We can't play Ocean Gateway. To know what these maps look like previously, I did check out Flankwoods. It's a really close spawn. It reminds me of Cliffside spawns, and the reach is on the outside, so this looks like it could be a potentially very aggressive map. Oh, and I forgot, we got kind of an update on the UI. We got this cool little crucible, which will be really fun to test out once the DLC hits. So 4 different battles, all the difficulty levels, different medals for each difficulty. So cool little thing, and then you got all these perks, and we won't really get into them super heavy, but we will eventually get into all of this stuff, which is really cool. I do think it's a cool little thing that they did there. Proving Grounds, they kind of updated this, but they didn't, they updated the UI, but there isn't anything else released, so it makes me think that they're going to release some more stuff with this DLC, but we'll see what happens. Anywho, we're going to try to find a game, and look at that, we found a game almost immediately. Cool, and this is Flankwoods, so it was the map we got to check out. I didn't count sheep on this map. I just kind of looked at the spawn and the layout, just 'cause I was kind of curious, because I hadn't played this map. I think it was in the map rotation like 3 seasons ago or something like that, and it was one of the seasons where I hadn't played at all, I think, or almost nothing, or maybe it was on like a quick match rotation or something. Anywho, let's see what happens here, what our opponent is playing. English, okay. And I don't know if the new buffs are applying. Like, there's a bunch of patch notes, a bunch of changes, a bunch of, I think, overall really good changes. Mongols also got some changes. Supposedly GERs are fixed for the 7th time now, so we shall see. I don't know if that update is like live. I think it is the update is live right now, but I'm not like sure. What the? There's black sheep now. Well, that's his base is right there. Okay, there's little black and brown sheep. Okay, so the update is live now at this point, so that's cool. Okay, I'm digging the multicolored sheep. That's pretty goated. Though I'm not gonna lie, the colored ones are definitely a little bit more difficult to see. Ooh. There looks like there is a lot of food on this map. Down to here. We're playing 3-3, 2-4, 1-9. We will catch a brush here. And I don't think, oh, there is a market on here, but it's not a great market. And then, did they upgrade this? Double wood axe improved, feudal age, 20% buff. That's another thing we will have to look into that I haven't checked out yet. Is that that my brain doesn't work. Yeah, that's, you know, that 20% buff, it used to be like I'll say like 5% or something like this. So it was really minimal. So now that it's increased quite a bit, I think it's probably quite good to get. So we'd have to kind of do some testing and stuff to really figure it out. Our AGF's kind of delayed here because of our kind of funky opening. And by funky, I just mean very poor micro. Sheep of every color. Pretty cool. Kind of like that. Much better. Just, this is a nice little quality of life. Not even like a true quality of life. Just like an aesthetic little touch. Which can be big. Oh yeah, this map is heavy on boars. There's 2 boars per side. And it looks like... Get 2 food here, we'll drop and then we'll kill. Okay, we got 3 on to... Another on to gold here. A little idle time with our con is never good. Okay, just wanted to drop 140. Just gonna head over. Okay, like that. This is scout. Brown sheep. We're not too worried about I'm curious where his TC is at. We just want to see kind of what he's doing here. Rally back on the food here. It's cheaper on food, okay. Get a little dive in real quick. Okay. Oh, come on, villager. Oh, a bunch of lag. Not a great engage by us, but we'll be okay. I don't know why it's aggravating random shit like that. That's a pretty good raid. Really shitty trade. Okay, then we got this one in the bag. Okay, so that's our first time playing this map. Super aggressive. 2TC seems like a super risky play on this game or on this map. Trade is god awful. And then we were talking about getting ecotechs and we didn't get them at all. I think we just gotta look at the tech trees, I think, right? For Mongols. Gur. Horticulture is +10. Fertilization is +10. Precision crossbreeding is +10. So it's +10, +10, +10. So what we normally do is just get a +10 in feudal. But now we can get a +20%. So we can get level 3 horticulture in feudal, which seems pretty freaking busted. It is expensive. It's 500 stone. Resource gallery way ahead. Military count way ahead. I didn't have any issues with Gur stuff, which was nice. I'm just trying to think what the other part of the patch notes were. Let's see. I gotta look for it. I could have sworn I had. I'll just go to the Discord here. Sorry for 1 second. I'll just double check the update here, the patch notes. Can we go down civilization specific changes? The Chinese nerfs are really needed. I think we're good. Byzantine's got like a whatever change. Abbasid I think might be potential for trade wing opener now. English got some interesting like variations in how they can be played now. Malian's also got a bit of a buff. And I'm not sure why, considering Malian's really good anyways, but okay. Yeah, so the big thing for us was our improved ecotechs. White Stupa gets buffed, but whatever. No one uses double production in Imp anyways. And Mongol pack buildings, yeah, so the big thing was the Mongol pack and the improved stuff getting a lot cheaper, as well as improved survival techniques getting better. Same with forestry. Lightweight beams, stone torches all got reduced. Okay, so Roost got a little bit nerfed too. Iabit's got buffed, which I don't know. It needed buffs, but. And House of the Link has like a kind of a weird pseudo nerf. KT looks like it might be able to do Fast Castle now. And Zushi just got that nerf too. Okay, so yeah. Not much we can say about that. And then him just taking this fight under here was pretty big, so okay. Well, that's pretty much it for this game, but villager kind of we're just raiding the whole time, kept our military ahead, even though he was teched up. Our knights were able to handle it, and the big thing is this map has interesting wood lines, right? So you have like one safe wood line, but it's not really safe, right? It's pretty easy to tower on and get damaged on. Even if like you didn't have like the Mongol Hawk, it would be relatively easy just to send units and like get around the wood line. You might take some shots of damage, which isn't a biggie, but just getting some vision with your scout and stuff and opening up for your towers is always nice. Ooh, he escaped down here. Was he in vision? He would have been just barely in vision, so that would have been easy for her to just pull off a couple units here. Just even like one Kachik over here is going to do amazing. So what I was curious though is like not to change too much in the theme of the video, but see, this is where we're testing flank woods. Let's go. Sealed. I have to run like actual tests. And it's tough to say what ecotech you'd want to boost so heavily as Mongols. I have to say, because if you do the food one first, and you don't have a lot of sheep, or your sheep are gonna run out, you gotta kind of transition into pastures. So that's always kind of rough doing the food one first. Gold is interesting for like a map like this because you can't really scale your trade great. 35 gold per trip is pretty shitty. So wood, I think, would be your best chance because you can drop a 2 TC, you can drop pastures, you can drop a bunch of stuff. So what we're gonna do here is just mess around a little bit with this build. White sheep. Interesting. There's the scout. Another white sheep. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very used to grabbing the white sheep, so the black sheep are gonna be a little bit sneaky. No, we just do our base Mangudai opener, but I'm gonna skip. And we can even test out like a 2 TC with that improved wood, because 30% is quite a bit. That's a pretty strong eco buff. One more villager in queue, and that should be all we need. It's an interesting map. All of this flanking on the side, all this flank woods, if you will. It's interesting little map detail. Not sure how much. It's very interesting because it's so close to interesting, like very direct spawns. So these woods almost don't come into play, but I guess when they do, it can be a pretty big deal because it hides so well your units. One more food. Those black sheep are a little bit hard to see, so maybe boxing around areas now is going to be a little bit more more common, a little bit more common to see. 'Cause a lot of people don't do it because you can usually see the white sheep pretty easy. Do we get the drop off here? Soldier goes under here. Okay, and then I have to have a Gur moved on to this. It's gonna be a big thing for this build specifically. For this circumstance specifically, I guess I should say. Because our TC, it'd be really next to there, next to this gold. So that's another thing. To get that improved tech, you do have to drop a Gur on Uru. TC isn't a big deal. Rally back onto food. Can I get a drop off real quick, boys? Okay, I'm curious. Double Broadaxe. So you'd still get your double Broadaxe on a normal timing, and then you get the 500 part on your stone. So what is the earliest time you could get it? Like we're conserving. Oh, come on, food. Go. Okay, still building units. Got our tax. Oh, and I built Mangadai. What a scrub. Oh my god. What would it cost? 150? So we would have to do 500 minus 150, so 350. So we're still 100 off. I built another double manga. Okay, well, so much for testing this out. I'm retarded. Okay, so 150 plus 150 is 300. 300 plus 136, so it's 436. So even at the 5-minute mark, you still wouldn't have it turned on yet, which is pretty impressive. Considered. And get these villagers over to deer. Improve survival techniques. Interesting. Okay, well, test didn't go exactly as planned, but close enough. You didn't say we spend some money on resources like that, or units like that. Wouldn't mind that too bad. 10 on wood is pretty heavy. $500. Impressive amount. Okay. Yeah, and these first woods are pretty towerable, so this is gonna be an okay map for us. The issue is always gonna be just what the 500. Survival techniques improved by 1% or by that percentage. Not sure if that's how worth it is. So we can still get it with double production, 2 double production units, and still get it by the 10-minute mark, which isn't half bad. Increases price by 4. Okay. He's doing okay, and then Forge is gonna increase wood carry price by 2. Get this little raid in real quick. And finally get, and so I guess you would get 20%, 20%, 15, 15. Like, so my tropical spread is like this, but if we got enough on the wood early, I guess you could just go horticulture improved. I'm just curious what the return on income is on that. And then yeah, I think we definitely go, I think improved horticulture here. Let's just check. We're at 652 a minute. Besides the ability to age up here, let's do efficiency and rolls. Now we will actually. I'm curious what our rate goes here. So 502. I'm good. 547. We're just gonna rally the wood. So income's around 500, 400. Improved horticulture. I'm just curious what this guy's rate looks like. $405. And the big thing just becomes, like, once you get one ecotech, you're really locked in on that ecotech. Like, that 500 stone is good. Good value, like, especially since you can get in feudal. And we spent 300. So I guess you could get a second one. You could focus really hard ecotechs early on, I guess. I'm curious what the values. I'd have to do some, like, actual real good testing and some real limit testing to see. 480. We're just letting this run, so it's like a full minute or whatever, and we'll just look at our food gathered rate, and we'll see really what the difference. I mean, this is minimal villagers on it. Like, at this point, it's with this many villagers on wood, the double rod axe is probably gonna lead to more income, but it's not bad so far. Just let this villagers idle. Survival techniques. Carry capacity by +4. Game speed's working. Okay, so this is where we'll just surrender real quick. It's been going for a little bit, and we did get an extra villager incorporated in there, I think. I think I was on 9 villagers and jumped up to 10 at the end there. Which isn't the best for doing tests. Usually when I run tests, I'm doing benchmarks and timing and stuff, but since this is like an improvised test, this will be okay. For now, at least, just to give us a rough idea. I'll go to food gathered. You don't really see a spike. This is where like one more villager come in. I don't know if it really looks all that much steeper. Well, again, not a great test because I spent my first stone on Mangadai. So like, I think if you were to do this build, you'd almost have to rush the that upgrade, but it's hard to say because like if you're rushing those ecotechs up when you don't have a lot of villagers, I'm not sure really how good that is or how viable it is. At which point it's like if your TC was on your Uvu would have been, if you're gonna spend your stone early on eco, it's probably best to spend it on villagers first. And then if you had to like do a transition later, you could go on that ecotech. Just rough math, nothing like super exact, but we'll just take out the calculator real quick and do 40, just kind of like your rough base rate. It's not exactly, it's like 37 or something. We'll just say 40 for sake of argument. And then, yeah, you get your 10% buff, right? I think it's a 10% buff. I just started up here. Sometimes the in-game like tooltips are different than like the in-game, like what it says in that UI. Like the tech tree is different than the UI. So we're just gonna check on the GUR real quick. So I don't know if it's UI or not. We're just gonna confirm real quick. Set this up. Okay. 10%, 15%, 15%, 20%, 20%, 15, 15, 10. Okay, so 10%. So typically, one villager, instead of gathering 40, is going to be gathering 44, right? But a villager with the fully buffed would be gathering 52. Right, so you'd be gathering 12 more resources per minute per villager. So 12 times, let's just say 10 villagers, would be 120 resources per minute that you're gaining extra, but you're paying back your stone. So it's really like it's under a 5-minute payoff. It's like a 4-minute payoff with 10 villagers, right? 500 divided by 120. It's like, yeah, 4 minutes and 15% of a minute. So in that case, you almost want to do the cost of the resource, let's say divided by 20 villagers. Yeah, and 20 villagers is making you, so it's like 240 resources, so it's a 2-minute payback once you have 20 villagers on it. So there's some interesting timings on that, and I'd have to really look into it to get some good numbers, but it looks like just like on rough timings of villagers, we'll just look at this. I mean, this is not necessarily the best way to count villagers, but you start with 6. You start with 6. There's gotta be like there's almost always a mathematical breakpoint that's always worth it. So start with 6, you're getting 3 per minute. So at like, when would you want to have like 20 on one resource? Or when would you have 20 on resource? So it's usually when I have 7 on gold, like 10 on wood, we'll say 17, and then 20 on food. So we need 27 villagers. 27 villagers. And we'll just take off 6 that you start with, leaves us with 21, divide that by 3. Oh, I'm sorry, 21 divided by 3. 7, so 7 minutes. So potentially 7 minutes into the game, you could get this tech that pay for itself in 2 minutes if you have 20 villagers on it. Very interesting. So it's very interesting. So once you have 20 minutes villagers on, it's a payoff of 2 minutes. Which is really quick. And as good as like stacking that with your gold with like a step readout play is, I think if you're like going for a fast imp, you get this tech on the way and your step readout is your gold tech. I bet you get a pretty nasty fast imp timing. So anywho, that's for another video. That's for a different time. That was it for this one video. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, and we'll keep doing our placements, and we'll go from there. And yeah, I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.